Hi, welcome back to Gaming for Gamers. Today I wanted to just make a small follow-up video to the two I've made already about Concord and the debacle with that. I came into Watch Dogs Legion and found the nearest analogy I could find to that situation, which is a burning car wreck, which is indeed what Sony think Concord is apparently, because they've now withdrawn it and cancelled it, which is a good thing unless you're one of the two players that actually enjoyed playing it. Maybe it was free. But not free to play, because it obviously wasn't, but free players, I mean. Anyway, it's a good thing because Sony have obviously learned that they can't just make a game and push it on people with the message they want to shove into the game and expect people to buy it, because they've realised that, and I think a lot of the other big developers, publishers will realise that as well, because that's not the only game that's had problems with that kind of situation recently. And I think hopefully it's also another wake-up call to this live service thing, where they try to shove not just message games and woke games but live service games on everybody, and obviously Concord was kind of the worst mixture of all of those three things together, I think. But there's another part to it as well, which is more of a serious thing than the game part, because it's a game, and okay, it caused a lot of controversy, but at the end of the day, it is a game, and that's the important thing. It is a game. And I think the scary part is how lots of woke reviewers, commentators have turned on reviewers and consumers who didn't like the game, or didn't review the game well, or didn't buy the game, and basically said, well, if you don't like the game or you didn't buy it, you're a racist or a sexist or whatever you might be, a deviant for not buying it and not liking it. And that's scary because Sony are allowed to make that game, just like the publishers and the developers of Dustborn, etc., and all the other games following that kind of theme. And they were allowed to, because it's free speech, and no one stopped them, and no one said you can't make it. And it's kind of scary that people are now saying, well, if you don't like it, it's not just happened with these games, it's happened with, well, we know it happened with things like Star Wars, The Acolyte, and other things as well, where if you don't like something that's obviously really woke and has a message in it, you're then accused of being anti something, or racist, sexist, etc., just because you don't like something. And that's quite a frightening prospect, because we're all allowed to not like what we don't like. We don't have to buy something. And to be honest, for myself, especially with games, but to be honest with media in general, unless I wanted to get a specific kind of documentary, just with entertainment media, games especially though, if I had a game or saw a game that had any message in it that was political or religious or anything, and even if it was a message I agreed with, I don't think I'd want to buy that game. So I think having messages in games, especially the really obvious kind of ones you have with some of these woke games, is not something we want, and it doesn't really matter whether you support it or not. You shouldn't want messages in all media and messages in all games. It's not what entertainment is about. And also I think it's a kind of scary it's a scary thing once you start saying to people that if you don't agree with us, or you don't like the thing we do, then there's something wrong with you, or you're a racist, or you're an anti-feminist, or you're a deviant, because history is littered with people who decided that certain parts of their populations, or other countries' populations, didn't follow their ideal, or what their philosophy was, or what their ethnicity was, or their religious background, and therefore they were wrong or bad or needed to be purged, and that never ends well. So I think it's kind of scary how, if it can happen in gaming, which is really like, you know, it's just gaming, how it could be a dangerous thing in society. And it's dangerous for the people saying it, because again, you know, if they want freedom of speech to push their ideals, and even if we don't agree with them, then someone's going to say to them one day, you can't say that, because, you know, therefore but the grace of God goes I. If someone tells somebody else you can't say something because we don't agree, at some point, and it happens with all things in the world, the wheel will turn, and people will be saying to them, you can't say that because we don't agree with that. And they won't like that. So it's a very bad philosophy, it's a very bad idea, and regardless of what anyone believes, people should be allowed to buy and believe and review and comment on things as they want to. And especially when it comes to buy, you know, we're talking about people spending money on games, let's say Concord, that wasn't cheap, And they're saying if you don't buy it and you don't like it, there's something deviant about you. So I think it's a scary idea, and I think it's an idea that needs to be considered by the people who support these things. I don't mean the woke activists, because they'll never change, but the publishers that are supporting these kind of people, who then go on to say if you don't like it you're a deviant or you're a racist, you're a sexist, etc. I think these publishers need to take account to what they're pushing and how these people actually react to what's going on. Anyway, thanks for watching Gaming for Gamers. I'm sure there'll be more to talk about, maybe not with Concord, but with other things soon. So in the meantime, take care for now.